What's going on, folks? I am Goat. Welcome back to Warframe. So, I am sure I am stupid late for this party, but I was on my family vacation, which was good. I got myself a tan, got to get yelled at by grandbabies, and walk around an amusement park on top of a fucking mountain like a dum-dum baby. So, it was a good time. But what I did not have happen was Tennocon. So, I had to watch Tennocon in bits and pieces and kind of take notes with my phone to get information. And when I got back to town, obviously take a few days, go back, kind of rewatch stuff, refresh what I typed out to make sure it made fucking sense, and here we are. So, let's talk about this. This was the Tennocon I was very excited for, albeit I wasn't going to be in town. I was very, very excited for this Tennocon, quite specifically because of the possibilities of Tau. And the more of the little teasers that we got, the little teaser videos, just really screamed it over and over and over again. And then finally, wunderbar, you know, that's what we're seeing. But let's go in order. So what we do know is the released item was Valkyr Heirloom. Right? Valkyr Heirloom. I personally don't have a real problem with this. The Signa looks good. Obviously, the Sandana is not goes with it. Neither does the Red Veil armor set. But in general, Valkyr Heirloom does not look bad at all. And I know that booty is just like Ember. So here we are. You do you with that one. That's thing number one that we got. Right? So that's thing number one. Dog Days is coming up August 1st. So technically, when this video posts, Dog Days, I believe, will be starting on the 1st. I don't know what fucking time. I really don't care because it's Dog Days. I don't mean to sound mean about this, but Dog Days is just highly played out, and apparently they're bringing back pool noodle, or they're bringing out pool noodles for this shit. So now we can just thwack each other with a melee pool noodle. That just, to me, bears no interest nor validity to what the hell there is. Just saying. If you enjoy Dog Days, more power to you. I just don't. And yes, I have a list like right over here. So if you see me looking, that's what I'm looking at. So next on the list is Warframe Android Beta. Coming soon. Fuck yes. In the grand scheme of things, excuse me, I've talked to quite a few people about why iOS released first. And personally, I'm probably dead ass wrong because I'm not an electronics programmer or anything other of the sort. I'm not a game developer or anything else. But what I do know is that, yes, as popular as iPhone, it is, Android is much more popular. There's that. Then there's also the security, licensing that you have to buy through Apple in order for, you to be able to put an application on the iOS system. So to me, it makes a lot of sense that they would just get that part done and over with, make sure it actually works on a cell phone properly, well, and then go for the larger market. So, but Android Beta coming out soon sounds awesome. Now, into the cool stuff. So we have a fall update. With that update comes a list of crap. Okay, so we have the Teacher Quest, which is basically a quest to teach new players how to mod shit so it isn't quite so goddamn scary to actually do that shit. Because I can't tell you how many times I've seen people post about how fucking kind of freaked out they are about figuring out the modding system. And I don't know why, but man, I leave town and all of a sudden my damn camera is just not right. So, something like the Teacher, instead of just using the solar rails, the junctions to try to teach people how to do stuff, an actual quest, to me, is a good idea. I think if it fucks with any established player's progress, that's probably a little problematic, but I'm going to play it anyway, just to see what the hell it looks like. Even though I know how to mod stuff, just seems to me like an interesting little piece of information on how they approach it, so I'm okay with that. Goody goodies, right? Goody goodies. I mean, keeping new players comfortable in the game, especially early on when everything is so goddamn overwhelming, I think is a win. So, with that, we also have a new Warframe coming, which will be the 67th Warframe. Or, sorry, 62nd Warframe. And their little fun of, it's a fun guy to be with. So, yeah. I'm figuring it's either going to be another toxin-based frame, a spore-based frame, or some type of fungus-type frame. So, I mean, I've seen people posting on Facebook and in Reddit about it. It's probably a mushroom frame. God only knows. But probably at its bare base function, you know, fungus, which is a type of, you know, can be a type of toxin. Spores, we already see how that works with sarin, so the application of using different types of spores to do different things doesn't sound that unintriguing. If it's something like a jester, I'm going to get really annoyed. Okay, I'm just going to be honest, because we already have a magician type, jester type frame, which is Mirage, so I think another jester style frame just sounds really, really stupid. Just putting it out there. If it is, we'll just mess with it. But we have that frame, the 60-second Warframe. We have no idea what the hell it is, what's going on with that, so that's fine. Also with this update, it's going to be coming Lavos Deluxe. Now, with that being said, pretty much the only Lavos anything that we have in this game right now is Lavos Prime. You know, we have the Lavos Kuvael Alchemist system, or Alchemist skin. I don't think is a bad looking skin at all. I honestly think it's a pretty good skin. And then that's it. Like, that's all the love that Lavos has gotten up to this point. And obviously you can see I have the prime details on that. So let's just turn that off. So yeah, so we have the Kuvael skin right there. So yeah, I mean, like, truthfully, like, Lavos getting a little bit of cosmetic love, I'm down for that. I really am. So cool with that. What else do we got? Oh, yeah, the big one. We have a frame that I have been begging and fucking pleading to see get a fucking rework. God damn it. Gotta find this motherfucker. Oberon. You can see the RW next to the name. Oberon. Now, that probably means that I'm going to be reshooting a video for my frame builds or omitting it until the rework is done. So Oberon may get pushed to the end of the list depending on when this falls, because I believe Oberon is in early August. We're in the L's right now, so early, maybe late August. Pretty sure we're looking at September for the update. So yeah. September, October. I don't really want to put out a video on frame builds just to come back and basically delete the fucking thing because Oberon all of a sudden completely fucking changed. So, Oberon getting a rework. We have no idea what the hell it looks like. They're talking about a September 25th dev stream, I believe is what they said, to go over this, which tells me October for the release. So yeah, there's that. I'm looking forward to this. I think there is a lot of potential for Oberon to be really fucking good. I just don't know, right? Like, it just depends on what the hell they do with it. Because, like, there was a lot of talk when Valkyrie's rework was announced, and then when they showed it to us, there was, like, a metric fuck ton of people freaking the fuck out about it. We'll see. We'll see indeed. So the next quests. And I say that plurally, which you don't usually get to say very often, but by the way they described it, these fuckers are dropping at the same fucking time or damn close to each other. So winter release, which is usually first to third week of December whenever they drop their winter quests, which are usually the big ones. And this looks to be absolutely no different. So we have the Devil's Triad. From everything I can tell, it looks like it's going to be a short quest, but then again, they really didn't go into it that much. There's a short trailer. Just look up on Play Warframe on YouTube, and you will see the Devil's Triad. Basically, we're getting 3 new proto frames and the 63rd Warframe, which is Uriel, the last of the letters of the alphabet, which is basically like a devil or a demon frame. I will automatically say that the initial view of Uriel looks fucking badass. Looks very demented, to say the least, so I think really, for anybody out there doing the fashion frame life, that's going to be an interesting one. But the proto frames, I would say probably the consensus is that Uriel is going to have a proto frame, but they may just throw an interesting fucking one out there just to surprise the shit out of us. God only knows. I haven't really said. But the other 2 are Haro, which I believe is Leon or Lion. I think it's Leon. It's Lyon. That's all I know. But Haro, which the eye patch devil worshipper is what it looks like. And then we have Wisp, which is Marie, which is the French nun. Insert all jokes there. Yeah, just saying. I mean, like, timestamp 10-minute insert joke here. Let's get it dirty and get it over with, all right? Yeah. And then the big update, which has a lot of shit coming with it, is the old piece. Now, this is where Tau really comes into play. They did the whole 23-minute playthrough during Tenno Live, which I mean to tell you, I am fucking stoked about this. I really hope it is not a letdown. Because we've got Auric and Grenier. We have what looks like Dax Separatists, the way they describe it, Dax Separatists. With the people talking on the little screen in the box windows, it looks like we have Auric and Grenier Separatists, possibly. Reprogram sentience into battle droids, basically, to fight us, even though we're fighting side by side with the good droids. It's like crazy Star Wars moment here. Yeah, so cinematic quest with lots of interaction, flashback quest for goddamn sure. New factions, I would say, are going to be the Dax, potentially Auric and Grenier, and maybe even some Aurican leaders and the reprogrammed sentience. So that's going to be all in itself very interesting, because we're going to have, at least in my opinion, a much more funky and wild interactive enemy to play with that isn't just like, you know, Dum Corpus or, you know, mindless zombie fucking infested, or at this point, you know, the flesh rot fucking Grenier. We're actually going to have enemies that I hope are actually a little bit more of a struggle to fight, so that's a good thing for me. We're also getting Focus School updates. Now, if what they showed in the video with the giant Nerimon sword is anything, it looks like we're getting ultimate abilities for each one of the Focus Schools. And if that's the case, holy shit, that's going to be awesome. So instead of just having 2 abilities, it looks like we're going to get a third, which is going to be an ultimate, maybe all 4 abilities for the operator to function in tandem with the Warframe. Because right now we just basically have 2, you know, subjectively useful, depending on what school you're dealing with and so on. We basically have just 2 abilities for whatever your represented school is. Having an ultimate ability for each one of these focus schools sounds insanely intriguing to me. So grind up your focus points now before the end of the year, because man, if it takes focus points to use them, I think I'm stocked up. I hope. The other thing is we're getting what I have gathered to be a new focus school, which is the Tauron School. And from the very brief bit of information that they're giving about it, is basically this is like a focus school from the old piece that is learned in tandem by us sharing our focus information with the sentients, and then them sharing their information back to us, and we turn it into a focus school. That's kind of how I'm gathering that. During that 23-minute walkthrough, we also get to see Caliban Prime's going to be dropping in December. So, and honestly, Caliban Prime looks pretty good, especially with Caliban's new augment. I am all sorts of down for this. Caliban has become pretty damn good. Not OP, but pretty fucking good. Very self-sustainable, very survivable, and so having the Prime version with hopefully at least a few perks that makes them a little better, I'm not going to bitch at it all, because I've been enjoying playing with Caliban, so that's a good time. And the weapons that are going to be primed, or we're getting a new one, which I'm going to be honest, okay? I've kind of, ever since my first Kuva Lich, right? Ever since my first Kuva Lich, I've been on the fence with sniper rifles. The only time that you will almost ever see me use a sniper rifle is either with that sniper build that I use with Kalervo. I have used it with Saren, which is pretty good, being the Sporothrix both times, and then Eidolon hunts, but Eidolon hunts are pretty much fucking dead at this point, because you can just go get your arcanes through Lloyd in the Sanctum Anatomica, and you don't have to fucking worry about it, so it's a good time. So that's like the only 3 occasions you'll ever see me using sniper rifles, and a lot of it comes down to the bigger boss type enemies have damage attenuation. So unless you blast out a metric fuck ton of damage with a sniper rifle in one shot, which is kind of possible. I mean, it is if you're running like Madurai and you're running a Sentinel that's help buffing your crit and everything else. There's a lot that has to go into making a sniper rifle good. But here's what they did. They decided to just create a new prime weapon, because Caliban only came with a scythe, which was the Venato. They're doing the Vandiara, or the sorry, the Vadarya, Vadarya. Go with that. Vadarya? Vadarya, there you go. I can't fucking see, it's Vadarya. Yeah, that's me. So yeah, so we're getting the Vadarya Prime Sniper. I'm just gonna say it right now, I hope it's decent. I think snipers are subjectively kind of crap these days because there's damage attenuation in places that we really don't want to, you know, be stuck with a weapon that's one shot and then basing its crit damage or whatever the weird unique traits are. There's only a few weapons, sniper type weapons, that are like really good. So hopefully this could possibly be one of them. I'm not holding my breath. And then obviously, like I said, the other one is the Venata Prime Scythe. Considering that's a very status based Scythe, hopefully this thing gets maybe a little bit of crit love, so really building into a crit status combo, kind of like we've been doing with some of the other influence builds, but in other ways could be very, very interesting because Scythes are very good weapons. And then finally, to cap it all off, all we got was a screen share, like this little screenshot saying 2000, you know, basically Tau, you know, Warframe, Tau 2026, which means there is another big ass update for Tau coming next year. All I can say is I am fucking stoked. Even though I didn't get to watch it live, I am very, very stoked about this. I am excited about this. The upcoming stuff looks really, really good. It sounds really, really good. Let's all just cross our fingers and hope that it is as good as it looks, because a whole new system to play with a whole new set of factioned enemies to play just looks badass. That and the giant sentient eidolon looking motherfucker. Bruh. That's it for this. One final addendum I do want to say. I'm going to do a tier list as my next normal recorded video, and it's going to be my stupid, silly, subjective tier list, because that's what these all are. In my personal opinion, because you cannot ever take the subjectivity out of a tier list, because everybody has a place in their heart for stuff. Just putting it out there. So, I'm going to do a tier list. I'm actually going to try to keep these in the middle of the year, because there always ends up being a fucking frame, or, you know, there always ends up being a frame dropped at the end of the fucking year. And when this happens, it throws a bump in tier list. So in years past, I've done tier lists at the beginning of the year after I've tried to finagle around with another frame. So I'm going to do sometime between July and September. That's going to be like my rough time frame for the subjectively silly tier list. Because inevitably somebody always gets butthurt, disagrees, whatever's, it's not a problem. But again, just always take the tier list as what they are, subjective. So that'll do it. So folks, thanks very much for watching. As always, we'll catch you in the next one. All right.